Okay, so we're still reviewing, but this whole lecture is a review of Andy's free guitar chart video methods, a method that I developed over the past 10 years, mostly in the past 3 or 4 years, on my own time. You know, I was, interested in it enough. I like to make charts and things and write things down. Okay, so we have this little modal list here. All right, now notice we've got 1, 2 minor, 3 minor, 4 major, 5 major, 6 minor, but we don't have 7 half diminished, or do we? We should have a 7 half diminished there, and that would be 7 right there. Okay, that's your 7 half diminished. Here's your 6 minor. Sorry about that. So we do have it. So these are the modal string shapes. What does it mean? As we go around in this circle over here, okay, as we go around in this circle, we have the C string shape. We're going to go to the G as the string above it. We're going to go to the D string shape. That's the string above it, but then we're going to go to long. 5, 6, 7 down here, then root 2, 3 in the middle there, and then 4, 5, 6 as we go around the circle, then 7 root 2, and then back to 3, 4, 5. So with the string shapes labeled, what are they really? Well, here's E root 2, 3. Okay, that's E root 2, 3. That's down here. Okay, the next one up, the next one over in fifths is A 5, 6, 7. Okay, now this is kind of going the other way because this is in fourths. The long string shapes, they'll do funny things. They'll go in fourths or fifths when you're going letter-wise. So E has as its fourth A. But fear not, we got the C string shape right there. And believe it or not, the fifth of the E shape is C, because the fifth of E is B. But there's no B in the cage system. So it goes back to the C shape. And I'll show you why. If you play a C shape down by your fret nut, you want to take it to its fourth, it's going to be E shaped. So conversely, an E shape has as its fifth shape a C shape. So that's how that works. So we do have our fifths here. Okay. And so let's not worry about that too much right here, because when you're going around the circle here, yes, the fifth of C is G, the fifth of G is D, the fifth of D is A, the fifth of A is E. And then I just explained to you that the string shape fifth of E is C. But when we get to these guys here, it behaves just slightly differently, and it kind of goes back to fourths there for a little while, and then back to fifths. Now I want to explain to you that the string shapes themselves, the traditional short string shapes, C, 3, 4, 5, is the bottom notes of the C box, of the short C box, and I'll bring that up. Okay, so this is what I found chart like from 288. I'm just, since I have enough redundancy, I can tell where the charts were going as they change slowly. They kind of migrate, So here's your short string shapes. This does not have the long string shapes on it. Yeah, it has root 2, 3 there, but it's not drawn out as a box. So I showed the whole E string shape there, but you can ignore this if you want to, because this is where your guitar is, right here. This is your guitar. It starts right here and has a fret nut there. Let's get a nice fret nut there going. So that's your fret nut. So your open strings, okay, E is the third of C, A is the sixth of C, D string is the second of C, What string is 5? G. What string is 7? The B string. And the third is the E string again. So we have the short string shapes there. Now the wonderful thing about the short string shapes is that the C box in the cage system, the C box is a self-contained box. It doesn't expand down into anything else. It's right there. It's completely contained. All of the modal chords are cage bound, and they all have their original names. C, D minor, sorry, E minor, F, G, A minor, and then D, what you call B half diminished, something. Okay, and back to C. So that's the good thing about the C box, all right, is that it is self-contained. And there it is. Whoops. We want to get the box. I keep doing that and drawing a line. Sometimes these things can get the best of you, but just do what you have to do. Don't do anything more, unless you just want to make it picture perfect every time, and not, we have to focus on what we're trying to do with the music. So what do we got here? We have our C string shape 3, 4, 5. There's the C right there. The accidental takes the label. 3, 4. F sharp takes the C string shape label. And 5. Here's your modal. C, D minor, E minor, E major shaped F, G major shaped G, A minor shaped A minor, C half diminished shaped C half diminished, B half diminished, and C. Now why is it a C half diminished shaped? It's just the way that I coined it there. Let's see if we can get this on the first time here. We have our C chord, 5 root 3, 5 root 3. We're going to obviously drop the root to the 7, but we're going to drop the 5 to the C, and then we're going to diminish that 5th again to the half diminished, right? So we're going to diminish it to the 4th. So we've got a C, we're going to take it down, and we're going to play, first thing we would be looking at would be a raw B, which would be C, 7D, right? Okay. But then we're going to do a minor there down to the 2nd there. And then we're also going to drop the C to the 4th. So that inversion is like this. Okay, and it becomes 4, 7, 2 right there. So it's a C half diminished shape chord. So this is a half diminished shape chord. It has a double flatted, let's see, the C there would be the original 5th of B. The F sharp, the C label is the F sharp, would be the original 5th. The 5th gets dropped down, okay, to the 4th, and the 2nd becomes minor, okay. So right there we got the 3 going to the D, going to the 2. All right. So this would be B major, B minor, and then B half diminished. Okay, I didn't point to the right exact notes there. So that's why we have a kind of a C half diminished shaped C. You could also call it, you could start from another note, but the reason why I originally put this as, kind of linking it to the C is because we also have the E minor linked to the E minor shaped Phrygian E minor linked to the E major shaped F, half step there. So Okay, so moving along, we have the modals, but you'll notice that we have the small cages, we have the C cage, we have all of the regular modes there. Now the string shape for the A cage, the A tripentatonic, is 5/6. There's your A, there's 5/6. This is your A cage right here. We go over to the G cage, right there. 6/7 root is your G string shape. So that's the important thing to remember, that when you're playing a G, you got two choices. You could play it in the key of G, okay, which is 6/7 root. So that third would be your G there. That's your 6/7 root. That's the G string shape. Just the 6/7 root. If you're playing it in the key of C, okay, so you want a G shaped C, you would start on the 6th of C, 7 root C. There's your G shaped C. But same thing, the string shape is 6/7 root of that key. So that's the string shape. It doesn't change. That's the G string shape. No matter what key you play it in, no matter where you play it on the guitar. You know, it could be anywhere. Like that, you have it over here. Well, that's the E string shape, but you start on the I got to change these colors because the printer came out too dark. My A came out too dark, but you got it all over the place. So they're all that. I just played 3 G string shapes. So I've gotten down to the string shapes. We have the E string shape is 7 root 2. Okay, so that's the short pattern boxes. The reason why there's 3 letters there is because we have the 1, 4, 5 of each one. So in the C, we've got C, E, G. We've got C shaped C, E shaped F, G shaped G. We go to the A box. We've got an A shaped C, D shaped F, and a G shaped G. Go to the G box. We've got a G shaped C, like here, a C shaped F, and a D shaped G. Go to the E box, and we have an E shaped C, getting really small up here, and an A shaped F, and a C. Now we have to extend it down to a C shaped G. See, that's why you can't do this from down here in the key of E. You would have to move up one string shape. When you move up one string shape in the short shapes, you're going that way, you use the word caged. So to get that C-shaped G, we would want to play the G that's one string shape past C shape, which would be an A-shaped G. There is what we would want to play. Okay, so the C-shaped G is here. The A-shaped G is next string shape up. There are other ways to play it, I'm sure. You know, like that little G7 we can play. You know how you'd play the that G7, so you go. I think that's down here somewhere. Let's do that in E. We got E. Right there. You got basically half of a C string shape, and you're playing the 7th. So that's a nice substitution. Yeah, sorry, that was my bad. I get confused with these things too. So let's keep it simple. Now, just to let you know what all this is up here is, once we have our string shapes defined, okay. Now remember, every one of these string shapes, don't worry about the 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Every one of these string shapes is part of a system. Okay, but if we're going to play the pentatonic, we leave off the 4 and the 7s.